Hi, welcome to Wholeheartedly for the Lord Bible Journaling with Sherry. Today's process video will be a tutorial on GIMP for Mac and MacBook users as well as iPad users. This is a special request from Kashan, one of my subscribers. We've been in contact with each other and she's been struggling with keeping her PDFs as PNGs in Magic Eraser on her iPad. So I told her that there are two ways that she can alleviate that issue and that problem. So let's get into it. Thank you for watching, and remember, if I can Bible journal, so can you. Please forgive me in my voice. I'm still a little in recovery from being sick last week, but I'm going to try to make this work. I've been promising her, and this was supposed to be up last week. GIMP is a editing tool that you can use on Apple products as well as like a Mac or MacBook Pro as well as Android. And so what you would want to do is you want to go to GIMP.com and you want to download GIMP directly to your MacBook Pro. This is not an app, so it will not work on an iPad. You have to use something else, and I'll get into that a little later. So you download GIMP and then I'll show you the next step. Let me just say briefly while this is downloading, she's having an issue with Magic Eraser, and what's happening is once she makes her images into a PNG, it stays on your iCloud or in your iPhotos, but after a period of time, I don't know when it changes over, but it goes back to a PDF. I thought it was something wrong with my app or my iPad, but it's not. It's actually the app itself that something is not wrong, but I guess they changed it to where it will go back to a PDF. So there is a way to use it on your iPad if you have Magic Eraser. There is a way to keep it, and I am going to do that in part 2 of this, but part 1 will be if you wanted to have it on a desktop and make your PDFs into PNGs, which is another good thing that I suggest. I go back and forth with both depending on where I am. If I'm at my desk and I have a kit that has 4 to 5 pages, I'll do it in GIMP because GIMP can upload all 4 or 5 pages. But if I'm doing it from my iPad on the sofa or I'm not near my computer, then of course I have to do it the old-fashioned Magic Eraser way from my iPad, and like I said, I'll get into that. Now that GIMP has downloaded on a Mac, it's going to ask you to drag and drop it into your applications, and once it's there, then you know that it's downloaded onto your computer. Since I already have it downloaded, I just stopped the download process. And now we're going to go into making our PDF into a PNG. This is my Hunt and Seek creative file, and I'm going to open it with GIMP. It is already a PDF, and so it does have to be a PDF in order for you to change it to a PNG on GIMP. And it's going to open up in GIMP, and then we're going to follow a series of steps that will transform that PDF into a PNG that will not change, Kashan. It will stay the same. So what you're going to do is you're going to open it and you're going to click on the file that says images and import. And there you have it. Now to your far left, there is a wand that's already kind of highlighted in the black square. Click on that, make sure it's clicked, and then you're going to click on any white space on your page, and as you can see, there's some marching ants that are going around. After the marching ants, click on layer and then new layer, hit OK, and then go back to layer and click on merge down. Once that is done, go over to edit. You can hit cut or clear. It'll do the same thing, whatever one feels good to you. I do clear, and then I'm going to start removing the white spaces that you see that's left over. I'm taking the wand and I'm clicking on the white spaces to get rid of it, and what I'm doing is I'm clicking on Command X, and that is to cut. So you would want to cut around any place that is white that's left over to get rid of it. I can go down to the bottom. This says 100%. There's a drop down arrow. Sometimes I like to enlarge the file so I can see it a lot better, and I'll enlarge it to like 200%, and I'll just click in that white space. Command X, Command X, Command X. So the steps are simple. Once you get the steps down, it becomes more muscle memory. It's fairly simple, nothing changes. I don't know how to work anything else. All I'm interested in with this particular style of, it's kind of like Photoshop. The only thing I'm interested in is changing my PDFs into a PNG. If I learn more things like flipping things and filling in things, because there is a way to fill certain areas in if you need to, like bucket fill. I don't know how to do any of that. I do know how to make my PDFs into a PNG, and that's all that I'm concerned with. The other good thing about this is once I export it, and you'll see that soon, once I export it, it will go immediately back into my Hunt and Seek creative files to stay there forever and a day. So Kashawn, it will stay there, and you can always just grab it right from your file folder. You can keep it separate. You can keep a file within a file, PDFs and PNGs, or just keep it on the same page and know which one is a PNG because it'll say as an extension PNG. I think you get the point, so I sped it up, and now we're going to save our PNG. So you go over to File, and you click on Export As. It says PDF, you have to change PDF into a PNG and hit Export and Export again, and it is over in your MacBook file folder where you keep all of your files in the same place you retrieved it. That's exactly where it's going to go back, and I love that. So I'm so grateful for my friend Sparkle who taught me how to do this on a Windows Surface Pro computer, and now that they have it for GIMP download, we can do the same thing on GIMP. So it works whether you have a Windows computer or whether you have an Apple or iMac. Here is part 2. So I am on my iPad, and what I'm going to do is I am going to take a snapshot of it. Kashawn, you know these steps, you know how to do this. But for those of you who may be new to the channel or want to learn digital journaling on a iPad, here it is. I have Magic Eraser and the iPad Pro. Snap the picture and it automatically saves into my photos, and that's where I'm going to retrieve it. So now that I'm in my photos, I go into my photos and I pull in the PDF that I just took a snapshot of, and now I am going to make it into a PNG. Now because I'm using a larger iPad, you cannot see the bottom. But at the bottom of the screen there's some wands, and you click the wand to make the image into a PNG, and you do the same thing you did in GIMP. You tap white areas to clear the space. So where you see the blinking going on, that's my iPad pencil tapping on the white spaces to remove the white and make everything transparent. Now I want to save it as a PNG. So on the right hand side you see the PNG, you select high resolution, and it's automatically going to save into your photos. This is where the trouble lies for Kashawn and myself and others. What you need to do is one of two things. So I'm going to open up one of my notebooks, and once I open up the notebook, I'm going to bring in that PNG file, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that rectangle up top that has an up and down arrow. Maybe a little harder for you to see, but it is a little rectangle. I'm going to click on that rectangle, and once I click on that, it's going to give me an option. I have two things I can do, Kashawn, to keep our PNGs forever. Click Add Element, and you can make a folder right here on GoodNotes for all of your PNGs. That can slow your iPad down or take up some space if you don't have enough space. So that's something that you may want to think about. I have quite a bit on here. I've been doing fine. I have no complaints, but I already have a file for Hunt and Seek Creative, so I'll just save it there in case I want to reuse some of these elements. That's a good way to decide if you want to do that. The next thing you can do is you can save to files. This is the part 2 option of it. Save to files. Once you save it to files, go on your iPad to your iCloud drive, and I'm going to find my Hunt and Seek Creative file. There it is. Then up in the right hand corner, I'm going to click on Save. Because I already have it there, I can replace it, keep it, or just stop it, but you'll save it in your file folder just like you would on GIMP, and it stays there forever. So you have two options that you can work from if you don't want to use GIMP. You can save it as an add element, or click that same rectangle again and save it to your files on your iPad in your iCloud, and it goes everywhere with you. If you have any questions or concerns, or you need further explanation, please do not hesitate to ask. I'll be happy to redo it, say it again, do another video, whatever you may need. But hopefully you can slow this down and follow the steps and work with it. Kashawn, if you need to message me. I can email you the steps as well. Take care, and thank you for watching, guys. Stay safe, and let's create.